Yo, what's up? It's Yanni back with another haul. Trying to get over a cold here, so bear with me. Um, Little holiday flavors here. Did some traveling for the holidays, which always means stopping at a few spots. First up, though, was a little convention the week after Christmas by me. It wasn't that great. I only had about 4 dealers, so I didn't find a whole lot, but I did pick up a little lot from one dealer. Found a Batman 28 first Bluebird for $2. Every once in a while, like especially a show like this where I wasn't finding a whole lot, every once in a while I'll pick one of these up. Might have to pause every now and then to my throat is a little scratchy. At any rate, every once in a while I'll pick one of these up. I still think down the road there may be some potential. We'll see if it ever does anything, but for $2, can't really go wrong, I don't think. Edge of Spider-Verse #2. This is the 5th print. Paid $1.50 for that. That's about a $3 to $5 book, maybe a little bit more. This book I had never actually seen before. The Goat. Now, obviously when I saw the Goat and saw the Goat on the cover, figured it was the Quantum and Woody Goat. And this is actually from when Acclaim owned the characters, the Valiant characters. I think there was only 1 or 2 online when I saw it, and they are listed around $10. Don't remember if any had sold, but I paid $1.50, and like I said, I'd never seen it before, so I figured why not. And these are all from the same dealer. Spider-Man Deadpool, the GameStop variant, limited to 3,000. This is one of the few GameStop variants that have done really well. This book still sells for $50 to $75. I paid $35 for it. Not bad. And I also picked up for $35 a Marvel Superheroes Winter Special the Winter Special for Squirrel Girl. Now it does have, I didn't realize this book is like in high grade. It's constantly selling for $100 or more. And this is actually a true newsstand. I've gotten some of these where it has a sticker on there, which I'm not sure where that comes from, but I've seen multiples like that. This is a true newsstand. It does have a little bit of waviness at the top. There you can see it a little bit. So I might actually get that pressed out, because otherwise it's a really sharp looking book. So that is actually all I got from that convention. Like I said, it wasn't great. Whatever. It was like $2 to get in. So while I was in that area, I did look and see what other shops are around. There was one I actually had not been to this location since they had moved many years prior, kind of because they don't really have back issues. It's turned into way more of a gaming shop. I figured I'd stop in and check it out. So I did find Infinity one. Found them all except number 3. These were all $1 each, so I almost have the whole set of Infinity for $1 each. Can't pass that up. But mainly, this shop makes their money in comics on new releases. So I found these for cover price. Drowned #1, and these. They actually had a decent, the ones that I did find, they had a decent amount, so I was able to pick through and find some nice high grade ones. The Lost, they had a Murder Machine, they had a Devastator. So I got all of those for cover price. And then on my way home, I did stop at one more shop by me, which I don't really go to very often. I figured I'd see if they had any metals, and they did have a Dawnbreaker, which the ones I showed before, they'll sell for 6 to 8 on a good day. Dawnbreaker is around a 10 to 15 on a good day. Could be, it definitely could be lower though. So it was fine. And I also picked up at this shop a Battle Angel Alita number 2. This is her second appearance. This is number 2 from the original series, the Viz Select Comics. They did not have a number 1. I probably would have got it a long time ago if they had it, but I was just going through some stuff, and I think this was $2.50. So it's actually below cover price, so not mad about that. I have no clue what it's worth because there aren't any online. Number 1 is selling now that the trailers come out for the movie. It's a $100 book easy, probably even more, $150. So I figured that was a good pickup. And okay, so here's the better stuff. These are books that I got while traveling on vacation or on holiday. Found this was a shop I stopped at. This was 50 cents. Darker Image number 1 newsstand. Pretty tough book to find a newsstand of. Got a Punisher number 7, the Chiquetto variant. This isn't a ratio variant, but it's still worth $5 or so. Paid 50 cents for that. I got a Amazing Heroes number 117 Michael Jackson cover for 50 cents. And then surprisingly, these were still on the shelf. A Totally Awesome Hulk number 21, but mixed in between the second prints, there was still a first print of 22. And this, we're talking, 4 months later, basically, that there was still one of these on the shelf. Couldn't really believe that. That was a pretty awesome find for cover price. But it doesn't stop there. No, it does not. I also found they had one box of variants that were $3, and this shop is pretty big. They buy out they'll even buy out other shops when they close. So I think these two long boxes of variants they had that were $3, they were from another shop. Because I'm pretty sure they all had like a sticker from the previous shop. But they were all $3. I found this in there, which was a nice find. Flash Rebirth number 4, Van Cyber. I believe these are 1 in 25 variants. They're pretty cool. In the regular back stock they had, well, here's the other book I found which made the trip, that made the stop all that much better and all that much awesomer, was a Sex Criminals number 6, the Brimception variant, which is a very hard to find book. They never really said how many they printed, but one place online says 100. Who knows how many they actually did print? But it's like I said, it's very hard to find. It was in the variant box, no bag or board, so no clue how the shop got it. I guess the people in the photo, the girls, as well as Matt Fraction, I believe, lives in like Seattle or Portland, I think, and I think these girls live in California as well. So made it all the way over, eastern side of the country. Pretty nice shape too. There's a little bit, I think there's 1 or 2 spine stresses, but not gonna pass that up at all. So that's one of my best finds of the year, easily, for $3. Can't pass that up. It's all about knowing what comics are out there. And I still look stuff up when I'm in the store sometimes, but that one I knew when I saw it that it was a good find. I also picked up 2 Atom Legend of the Blue Marvels. They were 15 each, nice sharp copies. And the final book I picked up there was a Solar Man of Adam number 3, first Toyo Harada, for $12. Pretty nice high grade copy. So that stop was pretty amazing. Probably between finding that Brimception and then finding a Hulk 22 on the shelf still, you're not really gonna have a better day than that. But I did also find at a sister store to that one. I stopped at their shop and I found these for $1, which these have been in dollar bins for the past decade, but they are definitely starting to heat up more than $1 at this point. So I'll pick them up, nice high grade copies for $1 when I see them. But then these were the two other finds. They had a box of new variants at half off. And I found a Spider-Man 792 for $10. And again, another huge find, Thanos 13 variant for $12.50. This is first Cosmic Ghost Rider, if you don't know by now. So let me show you the back, because these were in bag and boards when I bought them. The front looked just awesome, but then when I took it out, when I got home, the back is just, and I guess this is common with this issue, the whole back, it's even hard to see, you can kind of see there, the whole spine is just totally cover rubbed. Ridiculous. Really sucks. I mean, it's not the shop's fault. That's how they get it. Whatever. I mean, it's just Marvel's crappy paper. But I'm really happy to get it at that price. I can't be mad at that price. And then stopped at one more of their sister shops, and I found Infinity 10 and 11, New Avengers 10 and 11, the Infinity storyline, first Thane. Those were $4.50 each. This book I had never seen, I don't believe, in the wild, so I picked this up. Like, this is one that I had to look up online because I knew what it was, Mandarin Spawn 165, but I wasn't sure if this was the first appearance, and just from what I saw on eBay, this is the first Mandarin Spawn. I paid $3.50 for that. White cover. It does have a little bit of cover rub, but it can sell for, you know, 15-20 bucks on a good day. Probably not in this condition, but I'll put it in my collection until I get a better one. These were probably the finds of the day at that store, which was a Bloodshot number 3 variant. I believe this is a 1 in 15 or 1 in 20. Paid $3.50 for that. A Ninjak number 15 variant. I think again that's like a 1 in 15. And a Rye number 6 Jeff Lemire. That's a 1 in 25. And that one was $10. So these older, a little bit older Valiant, high rate, or not even high ratio, just people weren't ordering 10, 15, 20 books of any of these at the time. They're not, this one is pretty nice. These two do have some spine stressing, the Ninjak and the Bloodshot, but I'm not mad at for that price. I mean, that's, you know, that's cover price for a decent variant, a decent value variant. All right, what else have we got? Okay, this was a different shop that I stopped at. I'm trying to think. Oh, you know what? This was still from that last shop too. Venom number 1 newsstand, real high grade copy for $8. So that was definitely a good shop, a good stop. I made out at all of them. Now that one I don't know if I'll go back to again. The last one, it just was kind of out of the way, and they had a lot of stuff, but it wasn't great for the most part for the amount of time I spent in there. I mean, I did okay. Not mad about it. This is another shop that I go to maybe 2-3 times a year. Usually do okay. Depends if they have restocked recently or not. But usually I'll be able to find some new stuff that I don't think a lot of people go in for hot books. They just go in to get comics. And again, this is a store that does a lot of gaming, so it's not strictly comics. This was a quarter. All their stuff in the back issue bins was half off. They don't have a lot of great stuff in them. It's mostly filler stuff. This was a quarter, Avengers Arena 14. It does have a bend on it, a couple bends up here, but not bad for a quarter. And then this was in the quarter bin as well. I didn't realize, I mean, it was bagged and boarded. I didn't realize until I got it home that there was a tear on the back of it. New Avengers 11. So, oh well. For a quarter, I'm not mad again. 50 cents, Wolverine, number 80. This is a newsstand copy. These ones were really nice. Well, this is a pretty nice find each for 75 cents each. Web of Spider-Man 31 and 32, classic cover number 32, Craven Hunt, and their newsstands for 75 cents each. Pretty high grade. Did find they had a nice little stack of these. Justice League number 1 for $1.50. These were the nicest copies, and those are real high grade. It's just a touch of spine roll, otherwise really nice. And then, and the other thing too is like their stuff is in kind of in order by letter, but it's not alphanumeric very well. So in different areas, I was finding different copies, and these were all about $1.25 to $1.50 each. I found Infinity or New Avengers 9 through 12, about $1.25, $1.50 each. I found one number 10, but honestly, I can't remember. I did some research on this a couple videos back. I think number 9 is more like that's. Number 9 has the Black Order right on the cover. I think this is number 9 is the first appearance of the Black Order, who is in the new Avengers movie, Thanos group. It hasn't really played out like that speculation wise, but that is how it is if you read them in order. Also picked up a Spawn number 1, pretty decent, probably like a VF Plus for $4. I think it's actually, no, it's actually nicer than that. It's probably near mint minus maybe. And then finally I picked up a Lobo number 2, the original Lobo. This was about $10. I looked at one at a show a few months back, and they wanted like $35, I think, for about same condition. Just not a book you see very often. It's a Dell. It's, you know, one of the original black comic book characters. Number 1 is really hard to find. I've seen more number 2s than number 1s. So that was a pretty cool find. Couldn't pass it up for that price. Here's something I got online through a selling app. This was a pretty good buy. Deadpool Kills Marvel, the first series. I got 2 through 4 for $17 shipped. It was actually shipped pretty well. They're in nice condition. Now all I need is a number 1, which is like a $40 book, unfortunately. But for $17, I can make up the difference. These were some online purchases as well. These were all $2.75 each. I got a Nailbiter number 1, which I have a bunch of now. I really like that series. And then Fear Agent 1 through 3, the Image Fear Agent series. This series has really gone down in value. I remember for a while it had gotten real popular again. But really, for maybe that's like you might be able to get $15 on a good day for those. Let's see what else we got. Here's one I picked up online. Amazing Spider-Man 162, first appearance of Jigsaw, who is pretty much speculated to be in the next series of The Punisher. I paid almost $40 for this, but it is a real nice high-grade copy, probably like a VF near mint. So I'm not mad about that at all. It did spike a little bit. They haven't said anything about Jigsaw. It's just kind of speculated if you've watched the show that that's probably who is going to be in the next series of the Punisher Netflix show. These I got at a shop that was having a sale on variants for $5 each. They had like two long boxes. Found Captain Marvel #1, the Alex Ross sketch, 1 per store variant, $5. Old Man Logan #2, the Cho variant. I've been wanting one of those. They are about $15 maybe. And I have, this is from, I'm pretty sure this is from the ongoing series, #2. I have like the first 5 of both series, including almost all the variants. So this will get me a lot closer. I got a Superboy #4. This is an Artgerm variant. This book actually does sell fairly well. It's kind of hard to find. And I got a Superman 710. This is actually an Adam Hughes cover. The latter Supermans in the 700s, they had pretty well-known artists do variants, and I think they're about 1 in 10 variants. So it's not that they, at the time when they came out, they probably weren't that hard to find, but they're drying up a little bit more. Both these can go for about 15 to 25 depending on grade and who's buying that day. And I also picked this up, Transformers 21 retailer incentive cover. I have no clue what this is worth. Some of these Transformer IDW books can sell pretty well. They are definitely hard to find. These are usually like a 1 in 5 or 1 in 10, pretty low ratio. Figured that was pretty good. Oh, and they did have this on the shelf, Teen Titans 12 for $4. Has a few spine stresses. There were 3 of them actually. And again, another shop that doesn't really doesn't get a whole lot of people buying hot books, more just people picking up stuff to read it. So every once in a while you can get lucky if something gets hot real quick. And a couple more books. I got a Goldie Vance #1. Got this from Midtown for like $20, I think. It's a 1 in 20 variant. This is going to be a movie, supposedly, starring a couple well-known actresses, I should say, and no clue if this thing will ever sell for anything, but I like the one actress who was in The Office. Parks and Rec. She's really good. So hopefully they make the movie. And then finally, this was on a wish list from an online comic shop, and it popped up in my email. Snatched it up right away. Zombie Tramp #2 from this is actually volume 2, but it's the limited series that first had national distribution. And this was $10. It's probably about a VF. The price was so low when I saw $10, I didn't even look at the grade. Maybe like a $40 book, maybe, in this grade. So really happy to get that. I got I feel like I did really well with finding stuff probably about this past month or so at good pricing. So thanks for watching. May the luck continue in 2018 for myself as well as you watching. And keep trolling those dollar boxes.